Are you a busy mum or a busy dad and you want to create an online income stream? This video is for you. I'm going to show you a very, very simple solution that I've chosen, which enables me to make money as a busy parent, and money that just keeps coming, and money that a business where you can kind of leave it, come back to it whenever you want. So it's very appealing to parents. Okay, so let's get started. Right, there's 3 things we're going to cover in this video. These 3 things I think you need to make sure that you do in order to make this work. And the first thing is the vehicle. And I don't mean like the car. I mean like what's going to get you to making a side income. All right? Because I know it's like I tried a lot of online incomes. Okay? Let's just go through them real quick. You got like the Etsy stuff or FBA where or like an online product like Shopify, where you got to sort out the website, or if it's Etsy, you got to sort out the mock-ups and stuff and all your products. You got to work out a product and that sort of thing before you even have a chance to sell. Then you got like the digital product stuff, where you might have to create a product or a course and build a following before you can sell. Then you got the affiliate stuff, where again you got to create content and work out which products to do, and then actually like if you're doing UGC or you're promoting a product, you got to put that time in as well, promote it, and this is all before you even make money. And then if you make money, then you got to deal with customers. Yeah, you might be lucky and just get questions and buyers, but then every now and again you're going to have that awkward customer that wants a return, wants a refund, and then you got to deal with that hassle. And all of this is too, like, there's no stability there. You've already got the instability of being a parent, so that's already like all over the place. Let's be honest, it's a bit chaos at times, right? So adding this is almost like adding another kid. So this is exactly the situation I found myself in, and I tried everything I just told you there. I tried every single one of them, and the solution I found was when I came across Amazon. There was 2 Amazon incomes. There's one where you create t-shirts and you sell it on Amazon and collect royalties. That's a bit difficult to get into because it's hard to get an account. But the one that I really went into was Amazon. It's called Amazon KDP, and basically it's self-publishing. Let's write out my pen. It's self-publishing books. Self-publishing books on Amazon. And right now, the way I do it now and the way I teach my students is you just use Canva and AI to produce your book. You don't need to be a writer or an author, none of that. I'm none of that. And the beauty of this one is, this vehicle here is, you create your book once, and then you put it onto Amazon, which by the way you can do like in, you can create your book in like 5 to 6 hours. That's the way I teach it. And then you publish it onto Amazon, so it's live in 24 hours. So it's on Amazon in front of like millions of buyers. There's millions of buyers buying the book. And then when it sells, just say you're here. So you've done your work here. You've done the work there. When it sells, it can keep selling, by the way. This one book can keep selling every week, every day, every few hours. You collect a royalty. Now this is ideal for parents, okay? Because the one thing you're doing is this, and this bit here, produce a book. Like I said, I show people how to make it like, say, 6 hours tops. Like the whole book, a good book that can make money, right? Let's just assume you're brand new at this. It takes you a week. Let's just say 1 week to produce this book. Now you do it in your own time. You do it on your clock, which I think is important for a parent. So like I said, you got a bit of chaos with the kids. You want something you could just pick up, do a bit, and come back to any time you want, right? So let's just say you spread out those 6 hours over the week, which isn't crazy, right? So you've done that work once, and let's just say, let's talk about the best case scenario now. Let's just say this book was good enough to make a sale. Which sometimes they are, by the way. So you put it onto Amazon. So it's taking like a week to produce a book. You put it onto Amazon, that takes like 15 minutes to upload. You set up some ads when it's live. Ads will take like 5 minutes to set up. Very, very simple. And you don't need to break the budget with the ads. You set your budget $10, $20 a month. You can set your budget at. Okay, so let's just say you got your ads on, and then now it's getting pushed in front of more people. So there's even more chance it will sell and make money. But that's it. You've done the week work. You've published it in just say an hour. Published it. It goes live the next day. You set up ads in like 10 minutes. So it's done. You leave it. That's it. If that book sells now, you just collect royalties consistently. And that money will just come to you passively. So this is why it's great for parents. Okay? So that's the first thing. First thing is choose the right vehicle. Something that you know you can sustain amongst the chaos in your life. Not, I say chaos, but it's like having kids. It can be a bit like all over the place. So we need something that's stable as a second income or as an online income stream. You need something stable that will actually provide you money without extra instability, because we don't want that. I definitely don't want it, and I know most parents don't want. It's almost like doing these ones here. It's almost like having another kid. Especially if you get that annoying customer. Right, so that's the number one thing. Choose the right vehicle. Number two, I'm just going to scoot this over to the left here. Number two, right, I was going to say time management, but as a parent, I know it's not about time management. It's more of a mental state management. Because you could say, all right, when the kids go to bed, I'm going to work from 8 till 10 p.m., okay? But then if you've had a rough day with the kids, right, your mental state is messed up. It's very hard to get into work when you're mentally you might have had the stress of it, and then now you got to come and do this. So I'm going to call this the mental state. This is another thing we need to watch in order to make this work. Now, there's no point, like I said, just saying 2 hours every day. All right. I mean, if you can do that, no matter what, then fine, then do it, because you definitely you'll get a book published quicker and you'll make money quicker. But we're thinking about, remember, we need something that's sustainable, something that you can consistently do. So if you give yourself 2 hours a day and in your mind you say, I've got to do 2 hours a day, I've got to do 2 hours a day, then you have that rough day and you're sitting there expecting yourself to work, and then you miss it that day, and then suddenly it becomes a habit of missing it. You're like, I can't be bothered to do those 2 hours. I'm just not going to do it. Well, that's when you go down that route, and before you know it, you've quit, and it's another one of those online income streams that you tried and failed. Instead, do this, and this is what I done when my son was born. I was a bit tired. I'd publishing work to do. I just said to myself, this technique that I don't know if anyone else does this, but to me, I've never seen it before, so I'm going to claim it that I created this 5-minute method. I called it 5-minute method. You just say 5 minutes. Now, 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but it's better than nothing. Okay? And here's the magic. When you've only got 5 minutes, it does two things. The first thing it does is you're forced to pick the most important task you can do to achieve making money self-publishing, okay? Which, if you didn't know, is the title and cover. Alright. If you've got good titles and covers on your books, they're going to sell really well. If you're not good at creating titles and covers, you're going to struggle to sell your books, okay? So the most important thing you can do in 5 minutes, really, is just work on your title and cover skill. And with AI, you can literally create, finished covers in 5 minutes. Okay, so it's not going to be wasted time. Even if the day before you were knackered and only did 5 minutes, and you did covers then, do it again. I teach my students and my clients, constantly be doing covers, because that is the thing that's going to sell. if you're good at creating covers, you're going to sell a lot of books. Okay, like I said, if you're not good at creating covers, you're going to struggle. All right, so if you only got 5 minutes to do, get on AI, start just banging out covers, bang out like 10 covers, you're done for the day. And that's a good 5 minutes. That is actually moving you towards making money on this thing. It's no joke. It's serious. Okay. Now, the second thing that happens, and this always happened to me, by the way, whenever I did the 5 minute method, is you do 5 minutes plus, you do more than 5 minutes, because you get a boost. If you know you've picked the most important task and you're working on it, you get a boost of energy, self-esteem, you feel confident, you feel like, oh, I'm actually doing something, moving me towards my goal of creating this other income. This is actually important work. Let me just do a bit more. And you end up doing 10, 15, sometimes even up to an hour. Sometimes you'll end up doing 2 hours that you didn't think you want to do or above. But don't stress if you only do 5 minutes. This is why this works. Because just go into it to do 5 minutes, see what happens. But just do your 5 minutes. Anyone can do 5 minutes, no matter how rough the day was. Just do it. So, as a parent, I know there's going to be days where you're just going to be like, I can't do 2 hours. Just do my 5 minute method. Okay. Right. The third and last thing I want to tell you, in order to make this work as a parent, is... God, I've forgotten how to spell it now. I've forgotten how to say it now. What's the word? The word is expecting. Expecting. I've forgotten the word. I've completely gone blank. I wrote it down somewhere else. Expecting, when you're expecting it to work really, really quickly. So, you know, one thing that will shoot yourself in the leg, shoot yourself in the foot when you do this is expecting like big money. Oh, my pen's messing around here. Big money. Let's zoom in. Big money. Yeah, that says money. What is up with my pen? Maybe it had a bit of dirt on it. Big money fast. Expectations. That's the word. That's the word I was thinking. Be careful. Expectations. Expectations. Realistic. Yeah, this is one thing that kills a lot of people's dreams of creating that income, is thinking you can make big money fast. Now, a realistic expectation to make money would be 6 months. All right, 6 months, and a good goal for 6 months would be to be making 1K a month. 1K a month. Okay, that's actually realistic with Amazon. Amazon KDP self-publishing. Just to give you, put in context, 12 months, I've got experience in coaching, but just think, when you kind of know what you're doing, from 0 months to 12 months, I went from 0 to 50,000 in a month. Okay, so saying that you're going to create 1K in 6 months, just by being consistent and doing the work, is actually, I would say, is a decent goal. And I know 1K in a month as an extra income. Remember, this will, once you've done the books and that 1K's being generated, that money will just keep coming. And then come Christmas, you might even get lucky and it go 10x. And I'm not exaggerating. Check my Instagram, I'll leave a link below. I documented my journey from when I first started and I was messing around to when I took on coaching, and you see my income was it was around 2K, and then went up to 2K profit, and then went up to 21K profit. Like, it can do that. Like, self-publishing Amazon could do that because Amazon is such a huge marketplace. So saying 1K in 6 months isn't unrealistic. I think it's realistic, and I think this will make a big difference to a lot of people, especially the fact that you could just put in those 6 months of work, and then if it's making that 1K, you at one point you could just leave it. What invariably happens is, though, once you start making money, like good profit, you get addicted. And when you realize you can make a book in like 5-6 hours, you just want to keep making books, which is fine. I mean, you can upload, I think 10 books a week. Amazon let you upload 10 books a week. So imagine the potential. But don't say this month, like 1 month, 1K. And also, at the same time, don't think you can do this just without work. Without work. Just make sure that you're putting in that work every single day, and like to realistically hit 1K in 6 months, I would highly recommend publishing one book every week. And like I said, you can do it in 5 to 6 hours, like one book. And if you want to get started today, by the way, I've got a step-by-step starter kit. I'll leave a link below. This will take you from where you are, complete beginner. You don't need to know anything. In this kit, it's me, you, and AI. Like, I'll walk you through the video step by step. And you literally follow me. A lot of copy and pasting, because AI is going to give you the content and everything, and give you the prompts to do the cover. The interior is done. A lot of copy and pasting, and by the end of it, you got your book ready to publish. You publish it like today, if you start today, and then by tomorrow it'll be live. And that's a digital asset sitting on Amazon with the potential to move you closer to making money each month. So just grab it below if you want. It's down there. And let me just quickly summarize now before I finish this up. So remember, busy parent, life's a bit chaos, like being a parent. Choose the right vehicle, choose something that will work with you, not against you. You don't want to have another child here, something you've got to look after constantly. You want something that you could just do in your time, put down when you need to, but has the potential of making a lot of money as well as you work on it, as you get better. The second thing is mental state. Don't beat yourself up trying to do like 2 hours every single day, and you plan in 2 hours or crazy amount every single day. Yes, work on it daily. Highly recommend that. But when you're having that rough day, 5-minute method. And if you only do 5 minutes, do the title and cover, because that's what sells the book. And the last thing is expectations. Be realistic. Okay, you want good money in this. You got to put a good amount of time to make sure your books are good. But with Amazon, the potential is huge. Okay, so it is actually realistic to make 1K a month by 6 months, provided you're working on all the right things, which unfortunately a lot of people get wrong. But just make sure that you're working on. Let me tell you, actually, give you a little tip, little pro. Let's add here at the end of the video. In order to get this pro tip, I'll give you 3 pro tips. Number 1 is a consistent thing. I said, try and publish a book. Get to a point where you can publish a book every week. Number 2 is the customer. Make sure you choose a customer that's got money and is actively spending on books, and then just stick to that one customer. Okay. What most people do when they start this, they make the number 1 mistake is they pick either a customer that hasn't got money and not spending really a lot of money in books, and they do books for them, or they jump from that customer to another customer that's not really spending money on books and not really buying books, and they keep doing that pattern until they realize they've done all these books for all these different customers, they don't have to sell, and the books aren't selling, so they quit. Okay, find this one customer and your money will come a lot easier. If it's the wrong customer to start with, you're going to struggle to sell from the start. Okay, it sets it up on the wrong foundation. And the last thing, and I said this earlier, is the title and cover. Get really good at creating titles and covers. That's what sells the book. That's the thing that most people are looking at. If you're no good at titles and covers, again, you struggle to sell the book. So get good at doing that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos on how to create an online income stream, self-publishing books, mostly using Canva and AI. Cheers. See you in the next video.